Welcome to the channel. In the previous video, we have talked about how to get started with building your own stock database. So if you want to store stock information, ticker data, market data, some stock specific information for a variety of purposes, that's the conversation we are in. If you have not watched the previous video, the link should be somewhere up. In that, I've talked about how to get started and what are the challenges and complexities associated with it. This video is going to focus deep dive into the infrastructure part of it. I am going to talk about different infrastructural components, predominantly cloud. So if cloud is what you are interested in understanding, stick around in this video till the very end. There are also a few announcements that I'll want to make, which I'll do in somewhere in the video. Also, I will post a link to getting free credits for cloud for 2 months. It will be $200, 60 days, no strings attached, just usual, links. There's nothing to be paid, etc., etc. You will just get free credits. Every cloud provider has it. I'm just talking that you'll be able to get it as well. All right. Let's move forward in the conversation. So this is what we looked at. We talked about source, we talked about challenges, we talked about considerations. And sources could be a variety. Challenges are storage, format, time frequency, method, and considerations are a few: servers, scheduling, database, integration to your laptop. And finally, this is the kind of flow we are thinking: source, program, laptop se connected hoga, and then the infra. So these three pieces, infra is what I'm going to talk about. So by far and large, I will try to give a simple overview into something called as cloud. So cloud kya hota hai? So cloud computing is you would have digital infrastructure. Good old days, we used to have, cyber cafes. We used to go rent a computer, take printouts, do whatever we wanted to do with there, play games and browse the internet, check emails, all of that. So very similar way, you have infrastructure modernization. So everything is available online. So what you can do is you can go to places like Azure, AWS, DigitalOcean, बहुत सारे cloud provider है. Concept wise everything is same. At the end of the day, you need a server, you need a database. अब server क्या होता है, database क्या होता है, वो समझते हैं. So server is something where you are trying to run. So आपका जो कोड होगा, जो भी let's say कोड है, इसके अलावा जो कोड के अंदर let's say कोड आपका ब्रोकर से कनेक्टेड है, कोड आपका डेटा प्रोवाइडर से कनेक्टेड है, कोड आपका डेटाबेस से कनेक्टेड है. तो ये सारी चीज़ें जो हैं, ये कोड से, सॉरी कोड बोल रहा हूँ, हाँ कोड में जाएंगी. तो दीज आर ऑल डिफरेंट एरियाज. अलग अलग और भी चीज़ें हो सकती हैं. आप डिटेल में कुछ प्रोसेसिंग कर रहे हो, वो आ सकता है, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. इंपॉर्टेंट स्टफ इज ये सारा कोड के अंदर होता है. कोड कहाँ होता है? सर्वर पे. तो सर्वर के पास क्या होता है? सिंपल सा बात है. सर्वर के पास होगा सीपीयू. सीपीयू मतलब वही जो लैपटॉप में है, इंटेल है, एप्पल है, क्या है, जो i5 है, i3, ऑल ऑफ दैट. एंड मेमोरी. सिंपल है. दिस इज वॉट ऑल यू नीड टू नो. ठीक है. देर आर, दिस इज वॉट द सर्वर विल हैव. एंड इसके बाद एक होगा ओएस. ठीक है. नॉर्मली ओएस मतलब ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम. मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस में आई थिंक फॉर ट्रेडिंग सॉफ्टवेयर पीपल यूज विंडोज. हाउएवर जब डेवलपमेंट होता है या सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट होता है, तो इट्स लाइकली दैट पीपल विल यूज लिनक्स. फॉर दिस वीडियो पर्पस आई एम गोना यूज लिनक्स, बट आप ये सेटअप विंडोज के साथ भी कर सकते हैं इफ यू ऑलरेडी हैव अ वर्चुअल प्रोवाइडर या समथिंग. सो दिस इज द मेंटल पिक्चर फॉर अ सर्वर. ठीक है. अब इसके साथ क्या होता है कि आप इसको, इन दोनों में से किसी को, लेट्स से योर लैपटॉप, आप यहाँ से कनेक्टेड होता है. ठीक है. तो आप एसेंशियली वो ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम को ही एक्सेस कर रहे होते हैं जो सर्वर पे होता है. बट ठीक है, आपने लेट्स से वी हैव यूज्ड समथिंग ऑफ जो रिमोट नेटवर्किंग के लिए यूज होता है, टूल्स या एसएसएच करके करते हैं, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. इसके अलावा आएगा डेटाबेस. अब डेटाबेस में क्या होगा? एक्चुअल डेटा स्टोर होगा. ये भी आपका क्लाउड पे ही रहता है. ठीक है. it will have the data and this will also be connected to the server. ठीक है. why will it be connected to the server? क्योंकि प्रोग्राम ऑब्वियसली वहां पे रन कर रहा है. सो दिस इज द मेंटल पिक्चर दैट वी नीड टू बिल्ड. रफली स्पीकिंग, सीपीयू है, सर्वर है, ओएस है, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. सो सब डिजिटल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है. दिस नथिंग टू वरी अबाउट. इट्स वेरी वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता कि क्लाउड में if you put data it will go away, nothing of the sort happens. So let's hop on to cloud provider. Right now, before I get into the cloud provider conversation, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. The link is right there. Like button दबा दो, comment करो if you have a question. And finally, a small announcement. After a lot of requests from the community, what I've started to do is get into formal batches. So we are starting a batch around somewhere first of week of June. This is not a paid link or anything. However, the course is paid. You can go through this link. Link will be in the description. हम basic से financial programming start करेंगे, Python basic से, and we'll be covering all of these 6-7 things. So we'll talk about Python, we'll talk about programming कैसे सीखते हैं, core Python library क्या होता है, आपको financial data से work करने के लिए what are the things you require, data चाहिए, broker integration चाहिए, डेटा मैनिपुलेशन कैसे करते हैं, टेक्निकल एनालिसिस कैसे करते हैं, ऑल ऑफ दिस इज इन कोड, नो यू नो chart and plot library, none of that will be used. So if you are interested in learning this skill of the future, आपको AI के लिए चाहिए, ये this tool बनाने के लिए चाहिए, so do check the course out. Please fill in your interest. Once we have a batch complete, I think there are few seats left in the first batch. I'm trying to keep the batch size really short, somewhere between 25 to 30 people, so that we can get individual attention around. And this is a fairly lengthy course, like एक weekend पे होगा और 8 घंटे का होगा. So if you are interested, just fill in the form and check out the details, share me back questions. Also, if you are unaware, we have a community, WhatsApp community है, उसका link you can just go in the description, check, join it, free of cost, no strings attached. People will help you with queries if you have around technology, and primarily around algo trading and stuff. We don't usually discuss sector stock market, वो I think उसके लिए already बहुत सारा better places है. Coming back to the content, ठीक है. So this is a cloud provider. मैं डिजिटल ओशन करके है, डिजिटल ओशन, you this is the cloud provider name. It's a fairly established company. It's not as big as Azure, AWS, but this is what I always use if I have to do a pet project or something like that. I've been using it for years. Very robust. Okay, so just go to the website. uh, this does provide free credits, so I'll give the link to the description. Please remember that the free credits will be for $200 and 2 months only. It's not that 200 whichever is first. This is completely free. You might have to put your credit card, but please remove or delete infrastructure when you're not using. We'll show you how. So when you enter or log in, right, this is how you will end up. What you can do, you'll be most likely given is ask a new project. So let's say I'll call this stock data project. कुछ नहीं, project is just a dummy name, select purpose, just trying out, कुछ भी भर दीजिए. And move resources, नहीं कुछ नहीं. So in stock data I'll want to add some infrastructure as well. Am I recording right? Yeah, I'm recording right. Cool. So simple say infrastructure. So droplets is what are servers. Okay. You can get a server as low as $4 a month. So you can create it, and once you do a click create button, it will be very simple. Click Bangalore because that's the one which is in India. It's always good to keep the location of the server, जो actual physical server होगा, close to you. You can select any of these operating system. I think marketplaces में और भी ज़्यादा servers हो सकते हैं. I haven't actually taken a Windows server here, but I don't think there is a Windows server availability here. So Windows might not be available in here, but this will be all Linux, which is I think fairly okay and good enough. तो आपको OS select करना है. You select Ubuntu or anything. You select the latest version. Select the basic plan. This is not a very high thing. Take the premium. Just go to the regular one. Go for something like $4 या $6 per month ले लीजिए. $6 per month is what, 400-500 रुपये होता है. ये बहुत रिलायबल होता है. 1 GB 1 CPU, 25 GB का स्टोरेज मिल जाता है, एंड यू आर ऑल सेट. इफ़ यू वांट प्रीमियम, आप थोड़ा सा और फास्ट जा सकते हैं, इसका क्वालिटी बेटर मिलेगा, एंड यू कैन बेसिकली सेलेक्ट व्हाट यू आर लुकिंग फॉर. there's nothing stopping, there's nobody stopping you from taking a better server if you feel like. अगर आपको heavy analysis करना है, अगर आप कोड चाहते हैं, end of the day analysis भी automated तरीके से हो, तो आप bigger server लीजिए, कोई problem नहीं है. ठीक है. none of these are required. आप पासवर्ड से लॉग इन कर सकते हैं, आप पासवर्ड अपना यहाँ पे डाल दीजिए एंड बस just go down and click start. I need to put password test at the rate 1234 at the rate okay, something like that. So मैंने कोई भी पासवर्ड डाल लिया ऐसे रैंडम सा। आप इसको क्रिएट ड्रॉपलेट करेंगे, वो सर्वर बन जाएगा एंड यू विल बी एबल टू कनेक्ट। ठीक है, तो द सेकंड पीस ऑफ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर दैट यू नीड इज databases. I'm not actually creating this now. I'll do that again in the subsequent videos जो पूरा सेट करके दिखाऊंगा. I'm showing you what are the options available. So you can get databases at somewhere around $15 a month, which is slightly costlier. तो $15 मतलब ये आपको पूरा का पूरा सेटअप 2000 के करीब पड़ सकता है. अगेन आप सेलेक्ट कीजिए, गो हेयर, select Bangalore, and you can select the database which you require. You can select MySQL, you can select Postgres. I think Postgres is a very good database to start. MySQL is also very good database to start. Either of them will be good. Select everything basic. Regular SSD रख लीजिए, 13 पर रख लीजिए, 1 GB, 10 GB storage कर सकते हैं. You can increase the storage as well if you want. Storage size यहाँ से आप change कर सकते हैं. Storage will be per $2. जैसे $30 का 30 GB का 6 एक्स्ट्रा लगेगा. एंड देर आर एडिशनल टेक्निक्स जिससे आप डेटा को ऑफलोड कर सकते हैं एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. आई थिंक 30 GB डेटाबेस, 10 GB डेटाबेस विल बी वेरी वेरी ह्यूज डेटाबेस इफ यू आर जस्ट मैनेजिंग stock price data. अब you if you start dumping the market data, news information, all of that, then it's a very different thing. And the same stuff will be here. You will be shown the price, $15 a month. Create a database cluster, you will get the database cluster. Now, once you have this, right, let's go back to the drawing board. आपको क्या मिलेगा? एक सर्वर एंड एक सिंपल सा, अरे कहाँ गया, डीबी. ठीक है. Now, as it so happens, while server is a easier conversation to have, databases have a lot of options. So this is a relational type database, मतलब table type में होगा, Excel के type का data रहेगा. So if you like Excel interfaces and you understand SQL as a language, and SQL is a very very easy language, YouTube पे एक video देख लीजिए 1 घंटे का. If you have a little bit of technology understanding, you will get it. It's as simple as applying filters on data. बहुत बहुत straightforward है. Chat GPT का use कीजिए, you'll be able to sort it around. Cool. So as it so happens, storing databases are and selecting the type of database could be different. So since we have time series data, which is specific to stock market, so you will have a lot of options. You have a different kind of data. So time series में जैसे databases हैं जो time series रखने के लिए बने हैं, जैसे stock market data हुआ, sensor data हुआ, clicks हो गया, etc. InfluxDB is a very very good provider for it, which will provide you time series data. You can actually start for free, and here also you can get free credits, but these are slightly costlier options. There are InfluxDB is also available in different cloud providers, and you can check the specific pricing for each. जैसे there is a free tier as well if you go for serverless. Again, approach, I'll not get into what serverless and all is, but you can always select this free plan and start and use it. It'll take 5 MB of writes every 5 minutes, which means that it will be limited to being able to save data every 5 minutes. But you can write a strategy in your server where you are like saving data every minute locally on the server itself, and every 5 minutes you are running a batch and pushing the data here. All of those advanced things can be done. Query data 300 MB का limit होगा, like in a block you can only run this much query data, retention, all of that. So this is for trial purposes, but what you can do is, if you want to just get started really low, I suggest build a throw away infrastructure first. So get the server at $5, get something like InfluxDB, and there are other time series databases as well. So I'll show you. Apart from InfluxDB, yeah, is the cost. Yeah, yeah. This is another unified time data platform. There's tons of different kind of data platforms that you can select. My suggestion would be, if you don't want to put money, a lot of money around it, either take the influx database or go for something like a MongoDB, which is a no structured database, and वहाँ पे भी आप रख सकते हैं. MongoDB also will come into a very 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 cheap setup. Like very, very cheap. It can give you a lot of high, what do I say, lot of high data volume and cheap cost around it. Matlab, it's very, very cheap if data is broken into simpler segments and chunks like that. But okay, that will probably get more complex. So as a recommendation, I'll say stick to InfluxDB, and InfluxDB is designed for handling time series data. So when you handle time series data in it, you can, just connect to Python, and it will show you the sample code kaise connect karna and all, server name, server detail. You can even download this on the same server and install on the same server which you have taken. Like you can take it and install it yourself if you have that understanding, and you'll be able to use it. Now, case in point or important aspect is select the database and for long term. So do give it a little bit of thought. I don't know your needs, so I'm not I cannot recommend one right now. So there are three options which I'm suggesting. A, take a look at Postgres if you want to take a middle ground. You can take a little fancy approach and go MongoDB route if you're familiar with that. Or you can also look at a time series database, which is a really good option. Sometimes a combination might be required of a regular database and a time series database. This might sound a little technical, but trust me, it's really not. In the few some of the next videos, we'll talk about how to actually get it done and implement it, connect to it using Python, all of that. So there's like a going to be a fairly lengthy series. Yeah, and that's pretty much it from this video. So again, a shout out, please join the community, subscribe to the channel, fill the form if you're interested in learning about Python and all of the stuff that we are talking. Until next video, bye bye.